Hello and welcome. Today's project's on mindfulness. And in this video, I'm going to talk about mindfulness and what you can do to practice mindfulness daily so that you can reduce your anxiety response. You can reduce your health anxiety and become more present in the moment. And that's the goal. And I'm going to give you an exercise at the end of this video of a great mindfulness technique that you can do right after this video, and it'll improve your mindfulness. Now, mindfulness to me is walking down the road and listening to the birds, the dogs barking, or hiking and listening to the stream, listening to the rustling of the trees, and not being caught up in my thoughts, in what I need to do in an hour from now, what I need to do tomorrow, what I need to do a week from now, and being here in the moment, living 10 minutes at a time. That was my goal, and it still is my goal. I'm still working on it, and mindfulness is a great practice that needs to be done every day to improve our way of life. I mean, when I was going through my generalized anxiety disorder, I was so caught up in my internal world, and anxiety sufferers are caught up in their internal world. They're caught up over the sensations that just don't seem to go away. That headache, that pain, that backache, whatever it is, they get caught up and they practice this anxiety for so long that that's all they know now. And it's now difficult to get back into the present moment, more in tune with yourself, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So I practice mindfulness by reducing technology, and this is a really important thing to really consider, and I'll explain more. Reducing social media, reducing YouTube, reducing TV, the news. What this does is it removes the band-aid over underlying emotional issues that we need to confront. It's so easy, especially in our current society, to just sit in front of the TV and not face the pain. The pain that, oh, maybe I should go take this schooling course, or maybe I should go to the gym and improve myself physically, or maybe I should go meditate, or maybe I should deal with this issue with my parents or my loved one. Maybe I should confront this challenge that I keep avoiding, that's on my desk, and I just don't want to face it. It's the snakes, right? I don't want to confront the snakes, but the more I leave them there, the more they grow from baby snakes into large adult snakes. And it's important that we deal with these challenges rather than putting band-aids by eating junk foods, sitting in front of that TV, playing those video games, engaging in impulsive pleasures. It's so easy to avoid that pain. And this goes hand in hand with mindfulness. The more we avoid these band-aids, the more we are in tune with what we really need to take care of, what we really need to deal with. And so we can stop avoiding those challenges once we start removing those band-aids. It's difficult because you've practiced watching TV. That's a practice. You've practiced engaging in all these impulsive pleasures. That's hard to change. It is hard to change. But it's important that to achieve mindfulness, we must also improve other aspects of our life. Avoiding those challenges, what happens when you avoid those challenges? Well, they grow and thus producing anxiety. So it is an internal challenge, But it also, if we're not dealing with external challenges, that causes us to have more anxiety, that causes more chaos in our lives. And when I was dealing with internal challenges, I was avoiding the external challenges. I was avoiding my internal challenges as well. I was ignoring repressed emotional issues from my past, embarrassing moments, past emotional breakups with relationships, all of these things I was just stuffing down within me, and I was just sitting in front of the TV, or I was smoking pot, or having a drink, or eating junk foods, whatever it was. I was just avoiding those challenges, and thus my anxiety response was continuously active, and thus my anxiety got so out of control that by the time I was confronting the challenges, it seemed quite overwhelming. So, by engaging in mindfulness practice, the beauty of this is so that you can actually begin to decrease your sympathetic nervous system, which is your stress response, your anxiety response. So everything might seem to be chaotic right now in your life, but by practicing this mindfulness technique that I'm about to share with you, you will reduce the sympathetic nervous system and thus engaging in more of your prefrontal cortex. And so by engaging in this cortex, you're actually strengthening that part of your brain, the brain that's blocking out irrational thoughts that bombard you, rather than you're paying attention to your external environment, rather than letting all of that irrational information flood inside, right? So let's work with this cortex. Let's work using this top-down approach. It's great. It's a really great technique, and I urge you to do this right after this video. Okay, so what you need to do is, on a piece of paper or on your phone if you don't have access to paper at the moment, write down an issue that's bothering you, a challenge, right? It could be afraid of fainting. It could be having a panic attack, or never recovering from anxiety. Whatever it is, write down the challenge you're facing right now on the paper, and then underline it, and then below, write point form notes on all of the associations related to that challenge. It could be, so for instance, say it's fear of dying, and then say all the associations, well, body pains, it could be social anxiety, it could be having a heart attack, it could be having cancer, having a serious disease, whatever it is, write down the challenge, the challenge that's really bothering you right now, and write down all the associations with it, the body pains, the emotions, the thoughts, all of whatever is associated with that challenge. Okay, now flip the page over, or create a new document on your phone, and then put the phone or piece of paper down and find a spot in your environment to focus on. And you'll do this for 2 minutes. So if you're in your car, find a spot on your dashboard to pay attention to. If you're at home, find a picture on the wall. Wherever you are, find a thing to focus on, and then just focus on it. Focus on it. And then when you focus on it, what you want to do is expand your horizon out to here, 180 degrees. So if I'm focusing on the camera, I'm focusing on you, I'm going to expand my horizon while I focus, so that I can see you and I can see everything in my peripheral vision, my peripherals, right? everything out to here. I can see my hands right here. They're beside almost near my ears, but I can still see them, right? So focus here, focus like that, and then focus like that for 2 minutes. Not with your hands, I'm just giving you an example, but do that. And you'd find that your whole world kind of opens up while you're focusing. And then do that for 2 minutes, and you'll find that once that 2 minutes is up and you go back to that piece of paper, on that other side, write down the challenge you're facing, and then below, write down the points, just like before, associated with that challenge. And you're going to find that you're not going to write as much as you did before. Why? Because you brought yourself to a mindfulness state that it's hard to bring about the previous associations that you previously had. You're going to find that it's difficult to bring about those associations because now you're in a state of mindfulness. You're in a state of complete relaxation, and your sympathetic nervous system has deactivated itself to some degree during that process. So practice that, and that's the exercise. That's it. So practice that daily. It's about 3-4 minute exercise. Do that daily, and you'll find that the more you do it, and the more you get into that mindfulness state, the more mindful you actually become throughout the day. And when you practice this mindfulness, remember to avoid those band-aids as much as possible. I sometimes tend to go on YouTube longer than usual. Sometimes I tend to watch a little too much of that TV show. But then I catch myself and I'm like, I need to stop watching this stuff and go work on other things that are more important. I want to go work on things that are painful, but in the end, I gain so much more out of it. No pain, no gain. So remember, what you do today determines how you spend the next day, and the next day, and then the week after, and then the month after. Time is important. So tend to your garden. Tend to the garden of your mind. And that's where I'm going to leave you on today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. And remember, do not let anxiety define who you are. I will see you on the next video. Bye.